All right, man. Well, let's get right into it. The last time we saw you was, let me get this up, was at Rizin 15 in
Yeah.
April, man. It's been a while.
Oh, man, it's been ages. I was just find some Doritos for the football. Yeah. Man, it's been forever. I get frustrated, like more than frustrated. But it's a fight game. Hey.
Now, throughout the last few months, I know you've been campaigning to get another fight. But you gotta make the right decisions though at the same time, right? You can't just take any fight anywhere. You gotta get paid. So have you talked with other promotions about taking fights outside of Rizin?
Nope. Nah, man. I did this like back in the day when I re-signed with the UFC. This was like, oh man, I can't even remember. 2017 maybe, or 2017 when I re-signed with the UFC after I got released. Sorry, not released, but I fought out my first contract and I got knocked out. And I thought that they were never going to re-sign me again, but we never talked to anyone else. We stayed loyal, and I kept. They said they'd give me a fight, and so I stayed loyal, and I waited. Like again, that one was for. I fought in November. I got 6 weeks notice, so I fought in June, July, August, September. So, man, that one was like 3 months as well for me to get re-signed, and I didn't talk to anyone back then. I stayed loyal because I was told that it was going to happen. And so the same thing this time. So this time I was told that it was going to happen, and they assured me that it was going to happen, and that I was going to get my contract extended in that. And so I've stayed loyal, and I'm just basically waiting for it to happen. But yeah, it's been frustrating, that's for sure.
So when you left after beating Takeda, they told you, hey, chill out. We're going to come back to you, and we're going to hit you up, and we're going to get something done.
Yep. They told me that they were going to extend my contract. So I signed for 2 fights to start with, and they were happy. They told me they were going to extend my contract. They were happy with the way that my fights had gone. So basically, just going off that exact thing, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, man. I just want to show that I'm loyal. I'm sure my manager has put the feelers out there in case, for whatever reason, I don't get signed, then I can pick up a fight when I need to. But I'm definitely staying loyal, and not just because that's who I am, but I like Japan. I like the fans over there. I like the way that Rizin treat me. They treat me unreal, man. You get treated like a true martial artist over there. The people appreciate you. I think it's just a cultural thing. And they truly appreciate like proper raw sort of violence and martial arts, and I think that's why Pride was obviously so big, and Rizin's picked up where it left off. So I really want to fight in Japan again, and I really want to fight for Rizin. So I'm going to hold out and do what I got to do to get signed with them again.
It seems like the 2-fight contract is the norm for Rizin. I don't really see. I see a lot of guys that sign with them. They're always on 2-fight contracts. It seems like, from what I've heard, from what I've the information that I've gotten, a lot of the foreign fighters, that's what they sign. It must be the normal thing. Yeah.
Is that every contract, or is that just their first contract?
I don't know. From what I heard, is like, I think it's the first contract. It seems like.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna put you guys right there. How's that?
Hey, it's deja vu.
We've done this before, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done this exact same location. I feel like I'm in time. I'm Back to the Future or something. I don't know.
It's a different car. It's a different
Oh,
car. I
is
got a
it?
small steering. I got a small steering wheel on this one, but
Right.
but it's all good. Yeah. So yeah, man. I just like the way they treat me. They're a really good promotion, and they do the right things by me, and I just want to fight there again. I want to fight for them. I want to fight in Japan, and more importantly, I want to fight in the Grand Prix at least once in my career. And this is my opportunity. I'm in the prime seat.
Let's go back to your last fight. I want to talk about that a little bit versus Koji Takeda. Um, you went to the decision with him, man. Was it a lot tougher than you expected, that fight?
No, 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 not really. The fight played out exactly as I thought it would. You know what, man? I'm confident. Like I've been grappling 10 years, and I spent 10 years grappling just for MMA. And my coach has done a lot of wrestling and stuff like that. And yeah, it's I'm not at all. I wasn't at all worried about his wrestling. If it was he was a national wrestling freestyle and Greco wrestling champion or whatever. If that was American national freestyle Greco wrestler, I would have been a little more worried. I would have put a little more focus in it. But man, you know what? I focused a lot on my striking. Like I didn't really focus on my grappling. I focused on my striking because I believed that my grappling was going to match up against his. There was nothing in, he didn't have a lot of fights for me to look for. He really only had like 2 or 3 fights out there that I could really even find. And it took me about 4 or 5 hours of searching to find these 2 fights. Now, most people would be like, where do you get 4 or 5 hours from? But I was working a night shift and I had a lot of time to kill. So, I spent hours and I ended up finding these fights on Deep, especially his one against Satoru Katoka,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy that just lost to Johnny Case. And yeah, so I found that fight, and man, he doesn't, when he can't get the takedown, he just holds on. Like he just gets your hips and he gets behind you and he holds on. And if you watch my fight, then you'll see that I think it was the second round for about a minute and a half. He had my back, but he was never going to do anything. He never tried to put the hook over the leg, grab by my legs. He never tried to take my back properly. He just held on and just went to my back. And so, yeah, look, I wasn't threatened by the wrestling or his submission game going into the fight. I just had to make sure he didn't take my back, and then just focus on my striking. And I didn't think that it was any harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought he was tough. I was pretty confident I was going to put him away, actually. But yeah, he definitely stuck in there and made that a little harder than what I expected, I guess.
I think a lot of people in Japan, when this matchup was announced, they believed that he was gonna be able to take you down, and he was gonna be able to, control you. I think that's what the feeling was out there. But then you flip the script on them, and now here we are. You're on you're unbeaten for Rizin. Now let's go ahead and talk about that Grand Prix. Like they've announced, they just had some qualifier fights, right? I think Kawajiri, he's in the lightweight Grand Prix already. He won his qualifier fight,
Kawajiri,
right?
Asakura, beat
Yachi.
Gustavo, and then he also beat Yusuke.
Yeah.
And then there was
Johnny Case.
Johnny Case. So there's Johnny Case, Yusuke, Asakura,
Satoshi. I think he just won. He beat Hirota.
Oh yeah, Roberto Satoshi. Yeah, that's right. He did. And he'll obviously be in it. He's 9-0, and yeah, Who else? Oh, who was that? There was a fight. Landu and someone else on the weekend.
Yeah,
Landu.
the deep champ. He's the deep champ. Yeah, Landu lost to the deep
He
champ.
lost.
I think didn't he lose?
Yeah, I think he did lose, but I just don't know who he lost to.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's very good. He's the I think he's the bantamweight champ, or not the bantamweight champ. He's one of the champions for deep.
Yeah, right.
Maybe the featherweight. I'm not for sure. But yeah,
Okay.
man, the
So there's
tournament
him.
yeah.
Look, it's a bit dark. I'm just about to go in my garage. I get some light back for you guys. Sorry about that. I'm a busy man.
Yeah, man, you gotta be busy.
Got everything going on, but if you don't have everything going on, you got nothing going on. So,
Exactly.
yeah, look, man, there's a bunch of guys in it, but I don't know, like, you know, like you would think someone like Darren Cruikshank was pretty much in the hot seat to get himself a spot, but then he went and lost 2 in a row. So I don't know. I just find it hard that I could be denied, really. Like, I don't know that they can not give him my spot. But
it's kind of unclear, even to this point, right? Like, how many, you know, like to me, it's like they're saying these fighters are in, but they're not in. You know, you don't know yet until they actually announce the matchups for the next event, right?
Yeah, like, and they haven't even. I don't think have they actually officially announced the actual Grand Prix.
Exactly. Those things are not even announced yet. You know, it's just they're saying that there's going to be a Grand Prix and they're building some hype around it, but officially we have not seen any matchups. Like, there's no brackets, there's nothing. You know, there's no press conference saying like this guy, and this guy is gonna fight in the Lightweight Grand Prix. So that's actually kind of a good thing, you know what I mean, for you, because you're sitting there waiting.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's a good thing because that means like they have a match fights up without me. But at the same time, like that October 12 card's only 6.5 weeks away. If you're going to put a Grand Prix together and you want some guys who are natural lightweights, you're probably going to need to give them 6 weeks notice. So I like to think in the next couple of days, someone's at least going to tell me that I'm on it, whether I don't have a matchup or not. At least tell me that you know, it's going to happen, because I don't want to be taking fights 4 weeks out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but when you look at the lineup that they got, you know, they, like you said, they got Kawajiri, they got
they got Patricky,
Pitbull. Now let's talk about him. You know, he's holding a lot of weight right now. You know, Pitbull. Like,
man,
what is?
He's gonna be holding
do you
want to
fight him in the first round? Do you want to be?
Yeah, man, let's
do you
do
want
it.
to fight him?
I don't want the favorite in the final. I want the favorite in the first round. Man, I should be the favorite for that that tournament. Like, I'm 2-0 for Rizin. I beat Cruikshank. He's on a 4-fight and 4-win. Like, he was on a 4-fight win streak, all by finishes. You know, I beat an undefeated Japanese guy. Like, man, I should be the favorite for that comp. You know what I mean? Unless maybe Johnny Case would be, but I want Patrick in the first round, 100%. That's what I've been campaigning for. He's happy with it. He responded to me. I'm happy with it. Man, I beat him in the first round. I'm the favorite for the comp. That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's a crazy matchup for the first round. You know, I think that they would do that. I don't see why not. I don't see them putting him against one of the Japanese fighters.
Man, I don't. You know, I never wanted easy fights in my life. I never have wanted easy fights in my career. I want the hardest fights, and I want them every time. So to me, he's the hardest fight in the tournament. He's like not necessarily the most technically sound, but he's definitely the most violent. And I think they'll be. It's a funny thing to say, the most violent. We're all violent, right? We're fighters, but he's the one that's going to be looking for blood the most, compared to some others that might want to, you know, outstrike you, spar you. So.
Yeah, in a way, he has nothing to lose, because he could just go back to Bellator and fight, you know, and continue doing what he does over there. Even if he comes over to Rizin, and actually that makes him more dangerous to most of the opponents that he'll have. But like you said, you want that kind of fight, and
Man,
if you beat him,
I want to represent Rizin in Bellator. I want to win the GP. I want to represent Rizin in Bellator. Patricky's the quickest way to Patricio. So as far as I'm concerned, I beat him. I win the GP. I'm going after his brother. So it's all about the bigger picture. And I'm not like I don't trash talk anyone. I say it how it is, and I honestly believe that I can win that GP. And I'm proud to fight for Rizin. I love my opportunities over there, and I've already spoken to him, and I'd love to represent them in Bellator. So hopefully we can get a deal done. And I don't care if it's GP or just another fight, man. I just want to fight for him. So see what comes up.
Let's go to Rizin 18 last weekend.
Yeah.
Horiguchi gets knocked out. Were you shocked as much as everybody else was? Kai Asakura, he's very good, but they didn't expect that to happen.
Hey, look, man, you can't be shocked when someone gets hit with a clean right hand. Like, it's MMA. That kid had reach over him. He was wild, man. Those Asakura brothers are wild. Like, he was throwing knees, and he was loose. A lot of single shots. He wasn't putting combos together where Horiguchi could counter him. But, they both threw right hands at the same time. So Horiguchi just slipped into that clean right hand, man. You can't be shocked in MMA when that happens to someone. But it's definitely surprising that Horiguchi was beaten, because I thought that my teammate Ben 10 had it in him to beat him on the last card, or not the last one, but the one that we fought on in April. I thought that Ben had the skill to beat him, and I think like a very similar sort of game plan, really. But it's MMA, man. One punch changes everything with those gloves on.
Yeah, those Asakura brothers, man, they're like the Diaz brothers, but just younger and faster.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying, hey?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, Asakura was saying that he didn't want to fight in the Grand Prix because he's a natural featherweight.
Yeah.
He doesn't, like, he fought at 68. He wants to fight at 66, not 70. So I'm sure with enough pressure from Rizin, he'll be in that Grand Prix, but they pay him enough money.
Yeah, he don't care, man. You give him the money, and he's gonna be in there. He's gonna fight everybody. He don't care.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the update on Ben? Is he training with you guys over there, or is he just chilling out?
No, he still trains. He just commentated at Rizin 18.
Yeah, but what's his fight status?
Oh man, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Ben's a man of many words. I'm not sure, man. I don't think he's got a fight. But I know he's signed a multi-fight deal with him, so I'm sure something will come up real soon. I mean, he got knocked out in April, so the time off's probably he's the kind of guy that likes to rest and look after himself, and he does everything right. He dots the I's and crosses the T's. So I'm sure that he's training. So I'm sure that either something's in the works, or he's planning on trying to get something happening. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, Rizin, their two best divisions, weight divisions, is the lightweight division and the bantamweight division. If you look at the last event, you saw the bantamweight division on display. There's so many good fighters in the bantamweight division. Man,
yeah, but it's odd, right?
So he could fight so many guys.
100%. Well, I mean, he's a flyweight, but most of those guys at bantamweight can fight at flyweight. They're not big dudes over there. But that Horiguchi fight was non-title, right? So that was at 60 kilos or something. So it's pretty it's a pretty good division. It's fun to watch, actually. Those guys are so fast and technical. Manel Cape, he's a really nice guy. I fought on the same card as him twice, and he's really respectful, and he's real talented, man. He's fun to watch.
He's a showman.
Oh, man, and he's got style, right? Check out those jackets and shit that he wears. There's clothes in that.
He's flashy, you know. Like you said, he is very respectful. You meet him, he's a nice guy, but when he knows when to turn it on, you know. Like he knows when to get out there and put on the show. I like that about him.
Yeah, for sure. I still remember when he fought Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, and Ian McCall just jabbed him after Kate touched him. That was before I fought on Rizin. That was funny as. Yeah.
So, you know, you're waiting to get your call from Rizin. You know, I know you had your gym open. It's been open for a couple months now. How has that all been going with you know, everything?
Oh man, we're crushing it. The gym's going awesome. I love coaching. I love giving back to people, whether it's fighters or you know, hobbyists, people that just want to do martial arts for a bit of fun and a bit of discipline and routine in their life. Whatever it is, like, it's just been it's been such a cool journey. I mean, I've instructed in every job that I've ever had in my career, like in any jobs, you know, military and when I worked in corrective services and stuff like that. I've been an instructor or a teacher in every job I've ever had. So coaching and stuff comes natural to me, you know. But more importantly, it's not just doing anything now. It's doing what I love, and that's teaching martial arts. So it's been a pretty cool learning experience for myself as a coach to deal with so many different people, like such a diverse range of people. But it's been fun, and my gym's growing, and where one of our missions is to help veterans and first responders exercise and, I guess, train their way to a better mental health, and that's definitely happening as well. So yeah, it's a really exciting time, and it's keep me busy, that's for sure. Because if I was just working a dead end job while I was sitting around waiting for a contract, I'd be a lot more frustrated than I am already. So,
well, giving back, you know, to the community, I think that kind of keeps your mind away from the negative thoughts, you know, and keeps you occupied, and especially you got your kid, you know, keeping you busy too, right?
Probably hear him in the background, can you?
Yeah.
Man, he's running around the garage with monster trucks. He loves toys, so it's funny as. But yeah, he keeps me super busy, man. He's a very active 2-year-old. He's sitting back having full conversations and running around climbing on gym equipment, and he's already hitting pads, and he knows how to go to mount and put on a front choke, so that's pretty cool as well. So between being a dad and working a casual job and coaching full time, yeah, it keeps me away from those negative thoughts. It keeps me pretty busy. It's pretty tiring actually, but keeps me busy. And I guess without all that, it'd be real easy to sit back and get frustrated, and all the negative thoughts about not fighting and that creep in, and that's when you make mistakes and take fights you shouldn't take. So it's been nice to stay busy.
One thing before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts on is UFC 243 is coming up in early October. You know, the biggest fight in the region. You got Robert Whittaker versus Israel Adesanya. I wanted to get your thoughts on that fight, to break down who you think's gonna win.
Oh man, you know what? I don't know who's gonna win, but what I do know is they're both really nice people. I've spent time with both of them. I wish them both the best. I think that Whittaker will be faster and more explosive than anyone that Adesanya's faced. I think Adesanya will be more accurate and more selective in his shots than anyone that Whittaker has faced. So I think that they both have ways of winning. I think it's just going to be who puts their game plan into action first. I honestly believe the fight's a close one to call. I think that Whittaker's fast, and one thing he does better than anyone is he mixes up strikes from hands to feet on the same side. So throw a right punch, right kick on the exit. He does that better than anyone in the game. And his ability to move in and out and not get stuck in there is insane. He's so fast at closing distance, but more importantly, getting out. So I think that he has that going for him. I think that Adesanya's stalking and selective sort of shots style is going to be a problem for Whittaker. But I think Whittaker will outwork him because of his volume. But if he gets touched from Adesanya could certainly rock the boat. So we'll I don't really know who's going to win. I think they both got the ability to win. I think they've got I know they've got completely different styles and both very different ways of winning. So I'm just as excited as everyone else to see it. One thing I do find kind of odd is I see everyone write like posts, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, whatever, about look at the guys that Robert Whittaker's fought. He's gone through Murderer's Row and all that sort of stuff. I kind of, in a way, sort of find it a bit like I think people still to this day overlook Whittaker. He's won like 9 fights in a row at middleweight. And I still think that it's weird that everyone says he went through Murderer's Row, when in actual fact, no one stopped him. I mean, the dude's a killer, you know what I mean? And he doesn't get the credit for being who he is. You fight Jacare, Romero, all those guys, sure, you've gone through that, but no one ever turns around and goes, he's part of it. Do you know what I mean? They're like,
oh, yeah. I
can't believe he went through all these guys, Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker's one of those guys, and he just doesn't get the credit for it. It just absolutely blows my mind. The dude's a killer, and I think he'll be around for a long time, and those guys, we'll probably all see him again at some point. But, look, I don't know who's going to win that fight. I honestly don't. I think they've both got very interesting styles that both of them are unconventional, and both of them can win different ways.
Yeah, you're right, man. It seems like everybody is giving Romero more credit for losing to Whittaker twice than giving Whittaker credit for beating Romero twice.
Exactly right. It doesn't make any sense. Like, he's been through Murderer's Row. He faced this guy, this guy, this guy, and he did this guy twice. Like, I can't believe he did that. Well, I can't believe those guys, didn't. It's just weird. It's just like he doesn't get that, like, he's part of Murderer's Row, that credit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing to say that he had to go through it, but he's part of it. Like, give the dude the credit that he deserves. I just think people don't give him that credit. And, no one throws a kick on the break like he does. That right kick, that right head kick he throws is insane.
Yeah.
His setup is crazy, and his speed in and out is the difference between him and a lot of guys. They need to catch him coming in, because you're not going to catch him in there because he's not there. And it's what we all drill, right? 1, 2, and get out. So, like, our coaches are always honest about closing the distance and either throw him while you're in there or close the distance and get out again. And he does that better than anyone. So I think it's a pretty interesting matchup.
Yeah, he has insane movement and his speed for a middleweight. He's, you got to say it. He is the best middleweight champion since Anderson Silva. I think if he fought Weidman, Rockhold, he'd beat all of them, easily, to be honest with you.
I agree 100%. I mean, the dude can wrestle, right? He's from Australia. Mm-hmm. He's from Australia. He can wrestle. Man, there's guys that can wrestle out here. Look, Romero tried to take him down a bunch of times, and he took Romero down. You know what I mean? We don't get credit for wrestling out here. Robert Whittaker's the badass. The dude can wrestle.
Yeah, man, it's exciting times for Australian, New Zealand MMA, man. It's gonna be an insane fight. Thanks, Damien, for the time, man, and hopefully, after not too long after this interview comes out, you're gonna be getting into camp.
Hopefully, man. I'm ready to go into camp tomorrow. My family's ready for me to go into camp. So, hopefully Rizin and the matchmakers and the president of Rizin are out there listening, man, because I want my spot. And I've earned it, more importantly. I don't ever ask for anything for free. I earn everything that I've ever got in life. I feel like I earned my spot in that Grand Prix, so see what happens.